everybody, welcome to this new video where I document a little weekend trip to Ireland. Here is a seagull which came into the waiting area, very bold, and I believe he's called by the local people the Wise One. He's certainly pretty polite, and we fed him just a little bit before we then got on to the boat. So here we are on the bus that leads to the boat. The crossing takes about 3 hours, so we had plenty of time to enjoy the sea. It was a nice day for crossing over the Irish Sea. And so here we are, just, enjoying the sea. I was really tired though, so I decided to get some breakfast while on board, and it was very nice. Then my family decides to make a little bit of fun of me for filming it.
Yes, I see you guys smiling.
Anna's having a cup of tea with her pancakes. With syrup. She's not going to share them with any of us.
Unless you want to try some.
Now she feels guilty. But the wave was up there when we were down here. The wave was up there. And we were down here. You know.
So about 3 hours later, on a very windy deck, we finally saw Ireland approaching us. Or rather, we were approaching Ireland. So we docked in Dublin Port, where my Auntie Terry picked us up and took us to our first stop on this trip, which is the beautiful town of Dún Laoghaire.
This is familiar to me.
When was the last time you were...
While in Dún Laoghaire, we took a little walk to Sandy Cove, which is a beautiful little beach where my mum and her siblings and friends spent many happy hours in their childhood swimming and enjoying the beautiful scenery that is in this beautiful little corner of the world.
Eddie.
The next day was just as sunny and beautiful as the last one, and we headed into Dún Laoghaire again to walk around, check out some shops. I was going to meet up with a good friend of mine and have a good catch up, and Mum was going to do some shopping because, she likes to do that when she comes to Dún Laoghaire. That's the Sugarloaf Mountain right there, aptly named, and yes, that's a bit of snow on it. So we had a nice walk in the sunshine into the town.
Oh, this is all new here then, isn't it?
Oh, no. These were the old baths. They used to have seaweed baths in there.
You want to go on the pier though, yeah? It's a bit bored here.
All in all, we had a wonderful day in Dún Laoghaire. The next day, I only managed to get one bit of footage that I thought I'd put in, and it was this bowling night with the family.
Not nearly. It's a 3. Oh, I just missed it.
Before we knew it, it was time to head home, so the last thing we did on our last day was a trip around the city of Dublin. So we got on the Dart and headed into the city centre. We didn't have much planned for the trip into the city, but one place we had to go and see was this place, the Oval Bar, which was owned by my grandfather back in the 1960s and 70s, I think. It was a bit of a trip down memory lane for my mum, who used to work here when she was younger. It's under new management now, but of course, to get into a little bit of family history, we of course went in to have lunch.
Can you remember if the toilets were downstairs? No, the toilets were down the back. Yeah, that's what I heard. Really, yeah.
So if you're ever in Dublin, do feel free to give the Oval Bar a visit. They have really friendly staff, it's a lovely setup inside, and also delicious food. After that delicious lunch, we then headed off to see the sights. We went over Halfpenny Bridge, also known as Halfpenny Bridge, and enjoyed walking down the River Liffey towards the Guinness factory, which we were gonna take a tour around, but ended up being pretty pricey, so we skipped that. But it was fine. We had a nice time anyway. Did a lot of walking, so it was getting tiring. But it was really nice to be shown around Dublin by my mum, who grew up and lived and worked in Dublin for many years. And yeah, just really nice to visit this city with family.
There it is.
We then headed on to Trinity College, had a little look around there, and then Grafton Street, where we got to see the hustle and bustle of this popular street for shops and things like that. And yeah, enjoyed walking around, checking that out before heading back to the boat.